Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're looking into are those powerful AI tools, the ones everyone's talking about, are they going to become like luxury items, like only for the people who can afford them?
Yeah, that's it's a big question, isn't it? And we actually went right to the source, kind of. We got Claude, ChatGPT, and Perplexity to weigh in on this whole thing.
Oh, okay. So they're giving us the AI perspective on the cost of AI.
Exactly.
Okay. Interesting. So imagine this, right? You're trying to create some amazing art with one of these new AI image generators. Everyone's using them. But to unlock those really cool features, you got to pay like a hefty monthly subscription. So are we all headed towards this AI paywall world?
Well, from what our AI sources are saying, it seems like this freemium model is going to be a major part of it, like basic access. That'll probably stay free. But to really unlock the powerful stuff, yeah, you'll probably have to pay up.
Makes sense. I mean, almost every app on my phone does that already. But Perplexity actually gave a really specific example of this. Apparently, Samsung, they're planning to make some of their Galaxy AI features paid after 2025. So like paying extra to have a smarter phone. That's a new one.
It is, and what I find interesting is the whole strategy behind this freemium thing. ChatGPT was pretty clear about that. Giving away the basic AI, it's almost like a loss leader.
A loss leader.
Yeah, like those like when stores have those crazy sales on one thing to get you in the door.
Right.
So it attracts users. The companies, they collect tons of data from how you're using it, and then bam, they hit you with the, hey, want to upgrade to premium.
Okay, so it's like they get you hooked on the free stuff, and then you're just craving that next level AI.
Yeah.
But is that really sustainable? Like, what happens when people catch on to this whole tactic?
Yeah, that's a good point. And it brings up something we should keep in mind. Developing and running these AIs, these powerful AIs, it's not cheap at all. I mean, think about it. It's like powering a small city. The computational costs are just massive. You need tons of energy, specialized hardware, all to process the data.
So these companies creating the AIs, they have to make money somehow, right?
Yeah.
Especially all the money they're pouring into research and development.
Right, exactly. Claude really laid out those factors behind paid AI, the
Huh.
computational costs, like we said, the R&D investment, and then there's the need to keep up with user expectations. If you want the best of the best AI, yeah, you're probably gonna have to pay a premium for it.
Plus, there's all the regulatory stuff. Who has access to what, how it can be used, data privacy concerns, all that legal stuff. It adds to the cost,
For
right?
sure.
So it makes sense that those specialized AI tools, especially for things like healthcare, they're going to come with a price tag.
Yeah, ChatGPT actually pointed that out. Like with healthcare AI, the need for privacy and needing such specific capabilities, it means it's going to be a totally different game than just your free everyday AI assistant. But beyond just freemium, our sources mentioned some interesting alternatives too.
Oh, okay. What else is out there?
Well, ChatGPT used the term AI as a service. So think of it like you subscribe to Photoshop online. Instead of buying the whole software package, businesses would basically they'd plug into these powerful AIs through an API, and they only pay for what they use.
So instead of owning the AI, it's like paying per AI generated image or text block.
Yeah, kinda.
Oh, that's pretty wild to think about. But what about free and open source AI? Is that just going away?
Not at all. All three of them, they acknowledge that open source AI is a force to be reckoned with. It's like imagine like a Wikipedia, but for AI, where communities are they're developing and sharing AI code for free, and it's constantly evolving, improving.
That's reassuring, actually, knowing there will be free and accessible options out there. But speaking of access, ChatGPT brought up a really interesting idea. What if governments got involved? Like, could we see regulations on AI access, or even government-funded like public AI options?
Yeah, it's a pretty fascinating thought, isn't it? Imagine like free AI tools for education
Yeah.
or healthcare. That could really change things.
Yeah, it really makes you think about the bigger picture. So we've got freemium, AI as a service, open source still going strong, and even maybe government intervention. The future of AI access is it's going to be pretty complex, huh?
It is, and we're really just scratching the surface here. But before we dive deeper, I want to remind everyone that there are more ways to enjoy the deep dive.
Oh, that's right. You can find our episodes on YouTube, Spotify, and Amazon Music, so make sure you subscribe to your favorite platform, and don't forget to like and follow the show.
We really appreciate your support. And speaking of support, we've got an exciting announcement. We're actually working on a photo exhibition that's going to showcase the impact of AI on everyday life. And to make this happen, we've launched a crowdfunding campaign. And every contribution, no matter how small, it will make a difference. You can find a link to the campaign on our website.
Yeah, so if you believe in the power of visual storytelling and want to support a project that explores this complex intersection of art and technology and society, please consider donating. And with that, let's dive back into our discussion. It seems like the future of AI access is going to be a wild ride, but what does this actually mean for you, the listener?
Well, it's not necessarily all doom and gloom, all paywalls all the time. While freemium's definitely going to be big, there will still be ways to access AI without breaking the bank. But I think the key takeaway here is to be an informed consumer.
Yeah, don't just take whatever AI is thrown at you. Explore those open source alternatives and really think about what kind of AI future you want to see. What stood out to you from all these different AI perspectives?
What's really interesting to me is the range of possibilities. I mean, on one hand, we could be headed towards a world where powerful AI it's mostly concentrated in the hands of the people who can afford it, almost like a digital divide, where those who have access to premium AI tools have this big advantage.
Like a turbocharged version of the gap we already see with internet access, right? And digital literacy.
Yeah, kind of.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's a bit concerning.
It is, but on the other hand, the open source movement and the possibility of government-funded AI, those could lead to a much more equitable distribution of these tools. Imagine like cutting-edge AI, but it's freely available to students, researchers, just everyday people.
No, that would be amazing. A world where AI uh, empowers everyone, not just a select few. But let's be real, a lot of people are going to be tempted by those premium features. I mean, I know I am. There's something alluring about having the most powerful AI tools right there at your fingertips.
Oh, of course, of course. Convenience and performance; those are big selling points. But it's important to be mindful, I think, of the potential downsides. Are we comfortable with a world where the most advanced AI is only accessible to a select few,
Right.
or do we want to see these tools democratized, available to everyone?
That's the big question, isn't it? And something we'll have to really grapple with, I think, as AI just becomes, uh, you know, even more woven into our lives. But hey,
Yeah.
maybe there's hope for us, budget conscious folks, right? Didn't one of the uh, didn't one of the AIs mention that the cost of AI could actually go down over time?
They did, yeah. As the technology keeps getting better and better, and competition heats up, we might see those premium features become more affordable, or even standard in the free versions. Think about how expensive flat screen TVs were when they first came out. Now they're everywhere and way more affordable.
Okay, so there's hope for us budget-minded folks yet. That's a relief. But the AI landscape, it's always changing, isn't it?
Mm.
What seems like a sure thing today could be totally different tomorrow.
Absolutely. The key is to stay curious, keep learning, never stop asking questions. And on that note, I think we've given our listeners plenty to ponder. What are your final thoughts for our listeners today?
It's like we're all standing at the edge of this uncharted AI territory, and we get to decide what the map looks like. But before we all go full on Lewis and Clark, I got to ask: did any of our AI sources actually say why they think AI will get cheaper?
Well, ChatGPT specifically mentioned competition. More and more companies are jumping into the AI game now, which means they'll have to offer competitive prices, to attract users. It's kind of like the streaming wars, but for AI.
Oh, that's a good point. Nobody wants to be the most expensive AI on the block when there are free or cheaper options.
Exactly. And remember, AI technology itself, it's constantly evolving. So what's cutting edge and expensive today, it might be commonplace and affordable tomorrow. It's like Moore's law, but for AI
But
capabilities.
maybe we'll reach a point where those premium features they become so widely available that they're basically standard.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. Think about things like GPS navigation or voice assistants. I mean, those used to be they used to be luxury add-ons, but now they're pretty much built into every smartphone.
Okay, that's a hopeful thought. But I can't help but wonder what happens if some people just aren't willing to pay for AI, even if it does become more affordable, are they going to be left behind?
That's where this whole idea of AI as a public good becomes really important. ChatGPT mentioned governments maybe providing free AI options, especially in areas like education and healthcare.
So instead of paying for premium features, we'd be paying for them through our taxes. It's a different kind of freemium, I guess.
It is, and it raises some interesting questions, right? Should AI be treated like a utility, like electricity or water, with universal access guaranteed?
Hmm. That's a deep thought. It
Yeah.
makes you wonder, is is access to powerful AI going to become like uh, a basic human right? I mean,
Mm.
if AI really does impact every aspect of our lives,
Yeah.
like work, healthcare, even creative expression,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem fair for some people to be locked out.
It's a really complex ethical debate, and there are strong arguments on both sides. Some people believe that AI should be freely available to everyone, no matter what their financial situation is, just to ensure a level playing field.
But wouldn't that stifle innovation? If companies can't make money from developing AI, would they even bother pushing the boundary?
That's a valid concern, yeah. But on the other hand, imagine the potential for innovation if brilliant minds from all walks of life, they had access to these powerful AI
It's
tools.
like, are we going to have an AI elite or an AI democracy?
Exactly. And the choices we make now, they're going to shape that future. It's not just about business models. It's about deciding what kind of society we want to live in.
Okay, that's a pretty heavy thought to drop on our listeners. But before we send everyone spiraling into an existential crisis, maybe we can bring things back to a more practical level. What can people actually do right now to navigate this whole evolving AI landscape?
Well, I think first and foremost, stay informed. Don't just believe the hype or or the fear mongering. Read about different AI technologies. Understand their limitations, and think critically about how they might impact your life.
It's like, don't let AI happen to you. Be an active participant in shaping its future.
Exactly. Yeah. And remember, you have more power than you think. Support companies and organizations that are aligned with your values. Advocate for policies that promote ethical and equitable AI development.
Okay, so be informed, be active, be vocal. But let's be real. Even with all the ethical considerations, sometimes you just want to play with the cool new AI toys, right?
Oh, of course. There's nothing wrong with being excited about the potential of AI.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely tempted by those by those premium AI features myself, but knowing what's going on behind the scenes, the business models, the potential downsides, it makes me a more conscious consumer.
That's the goal, right? To empower our listeners with knowledge and encourage them to think critically about the AI that they encounter.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. Don't just be a passenger on this AI revolution. Get behind the wheel, learn the rules of the road, and help steer us towards a future where AI benefits everyone. What do you think our listeners should keep in mind as they navigate this whole AI powered world?
I think it's important to remember that AI is a tool, And just like any tool, it can be used for, for good or for bad. It's up to us as, as individuals, as a society, to decide how we want to use it.
It's like that old saying, with great power comes great responsibility. But in this case, it's with great AI comes great responsibility.
Exactly, and part of that responsibility is being aware of the potential biases,
Yeah.
that can creep into AI systems. These biases, they can be subtle, but they can have real world consequences.
So we need to be critical thinkers.
Yeah.
Don't just blindly accept what AI tells us. Question its assumptions. Look for potential biases, and demand transparency from the companies that are developing these systems.
Absolutely. And remember, AI is it's constantly evolving. So what seems like science fiction today,
Yeah.
could be reality tomorrow. So stay curious, keep learning, and never stop questioning.
That's great advice. I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about today. But before we wrap up, I want to remind everyone that we're more than just a podcast. We're a community of deep divers, and we want to hear from you.
Yeah, head over to our website. You can join the discussion, share your thoughts on AI business models, and tell us what deep dives you want to see in the future.
And if you're enjoying the show, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform, and leave us a review. It really helps new listeners discover us. You'd find us on YouTube, Spotify, and Amazon Music.
And of course, if you're passionate about our upcoming photo exhibition, the one that explores the impact of AI on everyday life, please consider supporting our crowdfunding campaign. Every donation helps us bring that vision to reality.
So that's it for this deep dive into the world of AI business models. We've explored the rise of freemium, the potential for those specialized paid tools, the enduring power of open source, and even the role of government in shaping AI access.
It's a complex and rapidly evolving landscape, but one thing is clear: the choices we make today, they'll have a profound impact on how we access and utilize AI in the future.
So stay curious, keep exploring, and don't be afraid to ask the tough questions. Until next time, keep diving deep.